Once upon a time there was a pretty boy. He had a pretty wife, this pretty fly. But one day she flew away, flew away.
The Night of the Hunter by Charles Laughton, one of the most influential films in history, with its interesting portrayal of Southern culture, with its references making its way into many different modern films.
H-A-T-E. It was with this left hand that old brother Cain struck the blow that laid his brother low. L-O-V-E. You see these fingers, dear hearts, these fingers has veins that run straight to the soul of man. The right hand, friends, the hand of love.
It's a tale of good and evil. Hate. It was with this hand that Cain iced his brother. Love. These 5 fingers, they go straight to the soul of man.
Despite this, it was very underappreciated during its time due to the rules in place that chained artistic expression. The Film Production Code during the 1950s was one made to regulate what aspects of society were being expressed through film, overall limiting producers and those with compelling stories to share. This was because those in power were aware of the heavy influence of film, especially on the youth, and therefore wanted to control what information they consumed. Their portrayal of criminal violence, ethnical groups, suicide, alcoholism, or other unpleasant topics were not to be shown in film, which was anything showing a darker side of a seemingly wonderful country. In the South especially, religion was something sacred and not to be perceived in a negative light. This video's starring film is one that does just that, all whilst aiming to portray Southern values, and does so well. A quick summary of the story. It is about an evil serial-killing preacher named Henry Powell and 2 children named John and Pearl, and how they evade this preacher as he hunts them down across the land as he seeks the money that their father stole and hid, as only the children know where it is. Immediately, the presence of an evil preacher is a taboo subject because of its obvious portrayal of an unholy, seemingly holy figure. Even at the beginning of the film, its theme is made clear with an old lady warning young children about false prophets and a wolf in sheep's clothing. The said wolf becomes clear with scenes of Powell talking to God after murdering a woman as he views himself of getting rid of vermin.
Lord, I am tired. Sometimes I wonder if you really understand. Not that you mind the killings. Your book is full of killings.
Him killing the children's mother, Willa, and him hunting the children down, a figure haunting their lives.
Sleep?
This religious figure is portrayed as a terrifying, haunting, unholy being, stalking the children as if they are prey and he is the hunter. This portrayal, along with criminal violence, are things that contributed to the scorn this film received during its time. However, it has an interesting take on Southern religion, especially when it comes to the people Powell preaches to. The people around him, save for the children, John anyway, with Pearl being so young and gullible, easily trust him because of his ties to religion, which highlights a dangerous side. This is how he gets away with murder until he is exposed by an old lady who acts as a foil to the dark side of religion in the film. This woman, Rachel, is the one who ends up saving the children from Powell, scaring him away and getting him arrested. She cares for several other children while taking in John and Pearl, and the main scene that portrays her and Powell as opposites is the scene of her waiting on the porch with her gun while singing with Powell.
What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arms.
Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arms.
Notice how Powell leaves out Jesus in the song. Despite them both singing a song referencing Christianity, one leaves out its main figure, the one Christians are supposed to lean on, implying that Powell is saying that people should lean on him, especially with the way that he gathers people around him and manipulates them. Powell is the false prophet that Rachel warns against in the beginning of the film, and she ends up defeating him in the end. Powell hunts down the children and hurts people in his way, while Rachel is the one who saves the children and takes in those who are lost. In the end, The Night of the Hunter is a film in which its dark portrayal of the South refused to be limited by censorship that inhibited the South's full authentic self. This fact remains true, as it has continued to entertain those in the present and influence many films.